If you're like so many others out there, you may be drowning in emails. I mean, do you have 100, 1,000, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of emails in your email box? And it's like, oh, and you might be wondering how to escape email hell. Hi, I'm Tiffanie Kellogg, creator of the 13 Months a Year program. And you might be wondering how 13 months a year. So it's a 13-week program where we help you get 13 extra hours a week. When you multiply that times 52, it gives you an extra 28 days. So you get an extra month in your year by using some time-saving tips. And the second module of the program is Escape from Email Hell. Now, it's a 30-plus minute module. We're not going to go that long. So let me give you the Cliff Notes version of how to escape from email hell. And I've got a couple of conversations, a couple different ways to get out of that purgatory. And so you can either watch the video straight through or skip ahead if one of these topics works better for you. Too many emails, how to manage. How to clear your email inbox. How to get less emails. How to reduce spam email. How do I delete my emails all at one time? Now, you might be wondering how to manage your emails more effectively. And there's a really simple way to make this happen. And that's going to be read each email only one time. Yep, that's it. Too often people have emails, they read it and I'll come back to it, and they come back to it an hour later, they come back to it later that day, they come back to it tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Even if you do go back to it and you're like, oh, okay, so how many times did we read the email? And it's taking up our time as we go back to it over and over again. And so a lot of times it's we don't have the time for the email, but if we want to read it once and only once, that is going to make it a huge dramatic difference for us. So read email once. So when it comes to how to clean that email inbox, if we're reading it only once, what are we going to do to get rid of them? And so hopefully you can read that email one time, respond to it. Now, if that's done and you've responded to it, what we're going to use is the MORE system, M-O-R-E, because I'm all about how do you have more time. So we use the acronym. So if you've done the email, you've taken care of it, however you need to keep the email, then what you're going to do is move that email into a folder that you've created. I have lots of folders in my email. This way I can keep them. I can look back should I need it down the line. Good to go. The O stands for organize it. And this is a little British. I'm a big fan of the British language as well. I mean, I know it's English, but they use some different words. So organizing it, meaning putting it in my calendar. So let's say it's a question that's going to take me 30 minutes or so to come up with the answer, to get the information. I will put some time in my calendar. I'll actually schedule that email as, okay, let me work on that email. And then I'm probably putting it into a folder of, on the calendar so I can come back to it. Now, what I like to do, because I do like to be timely on my email responses, is I will often send an email over to the person saying, hey, thanks so much for your email. I have scheduled to but I've scheduled to respond to your email with the information that you needed on Friday. You should have that by 2, period. And the reason I like to get that information in there is I let them know, hey, it's coming. It's just not coming yet. I typically like to reply to my emails within a working day or two. So if something's going to be put off for a few days, I let them know, hey, I've got it, I'm working on it, and I'll get back to you. And if you happen to get to it a little bit before Friday at 2, brilliant. If not, they know when you're getting it to them. It's in your calendar and you don't have to worry about it cluttering your inbox. The R stands for reassign. So can you delegate? Can you send this email to somebody else to help you take care of it? Sometimes you may have people on your team, whether they're your referral team, your employees, that could be able to help you out and take care of the information that's needed. Now, occasionally I'll send somebody an email to say, hey, let me know about this. And I might actually schedule myself an email to go out 3 or 4 days later to follow up and make sure that has happened. I love scheduling emails for myself, future self, because then I'll pop up and like, oh yeah, I needed to do this. Oh yeah, I needed to do that. And it just makes life easier. The E in MORE stands for eliminate. Let's get rid of it. Put it in the trash. Be gone, email. I need you no more. More. Get it? So if you use the More system, move, organize, reassign, and eliminate, after you've read each email only once, it should give you the opportunity to not have your email inbox fill up like crazy. And another thing that we want to think about is how quickly is our email inbox filling up. And so a couple ways to help you get less email, because if you get less email, you respond to less email. Number one is stop sending so many emails. If a phone call or a text could work, maybe it's I don't send as many emails. If there are specific people that you talk to on a regular basis, maybe you have an appointment scheduled with them on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly basis. And so instead of it being let's send a ton of emails back and forth, it's here are the things that we want to talk about when we have our phone call, helping you reduce it. And I actually have a really amazing story of how an attorney and his assistant were able to cut the emails down by 20, 30, 40 emails a day by using this technique. And we explore that more in the 13 months a year program. Now, another way that we're able to receive less emails, and this could also be looking at, how do we reduce the spam email? Okay, if you're getting a ton of email, and maybe it's not spam or it's more newsletters, one of the things that I find powerful is unsubscribe. And so if I'm getting something and I'm not reading it, why don't I go ahead and unsubscribe? And I know for a lot of people, it's it really doesn't take me that long to delete. And I get it doesn't. It probably is going to take you longer to unsubscribe than it is to delete today. But in the future, your future self's going to be happy because maybe it's going to take you 2 or 3 deletes and you've made up the time that it took you to go hit the unsubscribe button. And maybe don't sign up for stuff that you're going to have to unsubscribe to. I know that sounds weird, but don't sign up for all the crap all the time. Or maybe you have a junk, I have a junk email address that was my AOL address from when we got AOL, which is I think I was 15 or so. And so if somebody's I'm out and about and they're oh, put down your email address, and I have no desire, I just use my old school email address. I don't even know if I know the password to get in it. So that's up to you if you'd ever want to look at it. But then that way it doesn't litter my junk box. So don't sign up for it. If it is spam, you didn't sign up for it and you got on it, I will report it. I will unsubscribe to make sure we're not having that continue to come to us. So all of the above tips are really great if we're starting from zero. And so if you're thinking about how do I delete all my emails at once, or maybe you're asking how to clear your email inbox fast, it's because you have a ton of emails there, whether you're the hundreds, the thousands, the tens or hundreds of thousands. Do me a favor in the comments below. Let me know, do you have tens or hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands, of emails in your inbox right now? What is your number? And while you're down there, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. I have a whole playlist on how to have more time. So we'd love to have you check that out. And I'll let you know in my email inbox when I started this morning, I was able to have just 3 emails after I went through my emails. Now, it's not that I skipped those emails. It was just when my timer went off and my email time was done, because that's another thing I do. I set a timer, get through as much email as I can in that time, and then I've got a time this afternoon where I'll come back and go through some more. That way I'm not spending all day on email. But so I've got 3 emails that I need to answer when I get back around to my email. And I'll have more by this afternoon when it's time to do the email, but not as many as I used to have. But so 3 is my number. Let us know what your number is. Okay, so getting rid of them all at once. My recommendation is not necessarily to delete them all unless you're good with them being gone. But I would select everything in the inbox and I would label the folder Tiffany's email inbox on October 20th. That's when we've got this video happening. And I'd probably put the year too. And I would take and I would drag everything over and put it into that folder. So we can start with 0 on our email inbox. Now, ideally, it's not going to be that I leave those there forever. So if you have hundreds of thousands of emails, then you may. What I would like to do is then, as I have 30 minutes here, an hour there, is I go into that email folder and I start at the top, or I sort and go through specific people, and I want to go through the emails as I have time and slowly begin to whittle it down. Because to me, if our goal is to escape from email hell, but I've got 16,000 emails, even if I'm able to spend 30 minutes on it today, I might be able to get it down to 15,500 or even 15,000 by sorting and deleting specific stuff. it's still going to be overwhelming. So this way it gets it out of our way and we can at least focus on what's important and coming in today. And then let's work our way back through the previous things. Hopefully this Cliff Notes version of that How to Escape Email Hell has given you some ideas on how to better manage your email, which will hopefully free up some time for you to do things that are way more exciting and fun than email. Because who wants to do email? Let's go do our fun stuff. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments below if you have any other tips on how to escape email hell. Happy networking, y'all.